and welcome back to the review realm. It's Sienna, and today we are going to be talking about the film Avatar because according to this poster, it is one of the best 100 films of all time, and every single Tuesday I review one of the films that is on this poster, so stick to the end of the video where I will be sharing which movie I am going to be reviewing next week. But this week it is Avatar, and Avatar follows a ex-Marine who is paralyzed from the waist below called Jake Sully, and he has a twin brother, and his twin brother was going to go to this planet called Pandora where they have a species called the Na'vi, which are blue humanoid creatures who have their own language, their own culture, but some do speak English as well. And there's a company there who is trying to gather this mineral so they can sell it and make tons and tons of money. So they do have a military operation as well, but also a tons of scientists. And what they do is they genetically created a Na'vi person who has the same genetic makeup as the human that is going to be paired with that engineered Na'vi person, so they can basically transmit the consciousness into that body to help with peace talks and to also learn from the Na'vi people. So because if they look like them, then hopefully it will allow them to gain better insight and learn the culture and help with peace talks. That's the goal. Well, Jake's brother was originally going to be one of the peoples whose consciousness can be transmitted into one of the Na'vi genetic people. However, his brother ends up dying, but they are twins, so they have the same genetic makeup. So instead of throwing away all the money and the investment they did, they recruit Jake. So Jake is like, I don't really have much going on Earth. I'll go to Pandora for a little bit. I'll make tons of money. So that is exactly what he does. And he goes, and since he is ex-military, some of the military people are also trying to gain information from him, but he's mostly working with the scientists. So his goal is to help with peace talks and to learn about the Na'vi people, and that is exactly what he does. And one of the Na'vi people that he learns from is Neytiri, who is played by Zoe Saldana, and they do have fantastic chemistry, actually. Like, you can tell it even though their characters are CGI'd and Na'vi and blue. You can really feel their chemistry and their relationship together. Now, I am going to be going into things that I do like about this film. And one of the things that I really do like about this film is the visual aspect of it. It is very pleasing to watch. It's beautiful how they created Pandora while it's similar to Earth, but it's also different. So it's not a huge leap of faith being like, oh my gosh, this is completely different from Earth. There are similarities, which I think is nice as an audience member, so you can sort of grasp it. And you also see Jake interacting with the environment and doing what anyone would do if they were on an alien planet, just touching things and trying to explore the environment around him. So visually, this film is amazing. It was also groundbreaking for the time. It came out in 2009 and definitely still holds up today, which is very rare with films that are very CGI heavy, but it really does still hold up. Now, I'm going to be getting into some things that I don't really like about this film. Now, James Cameron, I don't think his main focus about this film was the story, and I think it's very obvious, but who really cares because this film is very pretty. And at the time, I think people watched this film and were amazed because, wow, you're seeing this new technology, it looks amazing, and that's great. But when you really think about the story and what's actually being played on screen, it's very similar to things we've already seen and doesn't really offer anything new from a story perspective. And the dialogue is, when it's there, it's good, but it's not dialogue heavy at all. And honestly, it just is like, oh, people should probably talk, let's make them talk. And it's not important, and I think they lack emotional depth, most of these characters, so it's hard for you to care about a character when they do get injured or when they die. There's very few characters you actually care about because they decided to spend most of their time on the visuals and not on the emotional depth of these characters so that the audience cares about them. So that is one thing it is really lacking, is the dialogue and the story. And the story is very much like Pocahontas, Dancing with Wolves, any story that involves colonization, it's basically Avatar. So the story's not groundbreaking, the dialogue is okay, It's not the best. It could be better, that is for sure. But honestly, you could tell that, oh, we need a character to get from point A to point B. How do we do that? Because I want to show the audience point B. Really, this film is all about the visuals, which is fine. I just think you should know that going into it. Like, just don't pay too much attention to the story. Just look with your eyeballs and how pretty Pandora is, and all will be right with the world. But the story, it's basic enough that you follow it and that you don't ask too many questions. So there's that. Now, obviously, Avatar is super popular. It's made tons and tons of money. It has areas and theme parks with Disney, so people do love it. I think it's like okay. I don't think I'm like, oh my gosh, Avatar is the best thing. That's definitely not what I think. I think it's like, okay, it could be better. I don't really understand all the hype. Like, it's made so much money. It's actually bonkers. And so many people talk about Avatar. Again, it's actually bonkers. I think we are all brainwashed to like, when a new Avatar film comes out, oh my gosh, we all have to go see it because it's going to be so amazing. It's going to be so beautiful. And then you watch it and you're like, wow, that was a really long film and it was really slow. But oh my gosh, it was so beautiful, so good. I need to go back to the movie theater and watch it again. So, you know, there's that. I don't really understand why it's made so much money or why it is popular as much as it is. Like, it's good, but is it like as good? Is it really good to make $1 billion? I don't know. Maybe on the visual side again. But that's just my thoughts on Avatar. I think it's okay. I think it's worth checking out if you are really into CGI and the visual aspects, but if you really are a story person, then you're gonna find this story kind of boring and nothing new, because it adds nothing new to it, really, just a different environment. So there's that. I definitely wouldn't be like, you need to go see Avatar and your life is going to be changed. I don't think your life is going to be changed that much by it, but it did have a huge impact on the film industry and the technology that films now use to create films. So that is great and awesome. But that's just my thoughts on Avatar. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. We are going to be getting a third film this year, which is all fun and exciting. And I will be doing a review of Avatar: Way of Water. So stay tuned to my channel if you are curious in my thoughts on the second film in Avatar. But honestly, I think James Cameron is going to be making them for rest of eternity. But now it is time to discuss which film I will be reviewing next week. Now, typically I do a random number generator, but this week I am doing something different because The Sound of Music was brought back into theaters for its 70th anniversary, and I am going to go see it in theaters, so that is going to be my Throwback Tuesday. Yes, it is on this poster. I was like, why make 2 reviews when I'll just do it for my Throwback Tuesday? So that is what I'm doing. But don't worry, the following week after that, I will be continuing with the random number generator. But let me know your thoughts on Avatar, or if you are going to see The Sound of Music in theaters, down in the comment section down below. But have a great day. Bye!